All right, so you're getting ready to set up a new paddock. What are the tools you have in your hands there?
What we have here is a poly wire that can be electrified, and also we have a post that will go about every 30 feet, 30 to 50 feet. We'll put one in the ground, hook the wire up to it to keep it off the ground.
So you're building a new paddock, a fresh paddock for these animals to come in and eat the fresh forage for today.
Yep.
Okay,
We'll do this once or twice a day.
Once or twice a day. And so how much of this portable fencing are you building throughout the grazing season each year?
We'll put up about 100 miles a year.
All right, so just every day you're setting up a new allotment.
Yep.
And almost 100 miles a year.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
All right, show us how you do it.
All right. Hook it on the end, we just start walking.
Set your post. And there you have it, folks. That's how we build the fence each day. All right, so Blake put up a new paddock on the far side here where you see the longer grass, and he's winding up the previous day's line of fence. And the cattle know exactly what to do. Cattle are creatures of habit, and they are excited and anxious to get to their fresh new paddock this morning. And they like to run and kick their legs, sign of healthy animals. So there they are, and their fresh paddock for today. Okay, so Blake, you just took a couple minutes to show us the daily pasture move. Explain to us why that process is so important that you're moving the cattle each and every day to fresh pasture.
Yeah, well, we have to remember health starts in the soil. And when we have healthy soils, we have healthy plants, we have healthy animals, and in turn, we're healthier. And what we're doing by moving our cattle through our farm is we're trying to mimic nature. And you know, years ago, as the bison would travel across the plains, they were always moving, and they would stop and eat, and then they would move on. And it's that process that we are trying to mimic here on our farm.
So that grazing, all that grazing of the prairie lands is what built the soil health to begin with in the first place over thousands of years of that migrating process. So what you're doing is mimicking that process here with a daily pasture move, obviously on a smaller scale. And so as you move the cattle away from a freshly grazed allotment, what's that doing? Is that giving the grass a chance to regrow?
Yes, what we want is we always want green grass growing in our pasture. So as the cattle are grazing, they're biting off about half the grass that's there, and then as that grass has been eaten, some of the roots are dying off. And as they're dying off, they're actually feeding the microbes in the soil.
So that's what feeds the microbes. The microbes create. That's the soil life. That's what's releasing minerals to the plants and thus into the food system.
You have compounding, cascading effects there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's interesting. So the die-off of the roots as the cattle graze feeds that soil. And then since you're moving the cattle away, it gives the plant a chance to regrow, reestablish those roots. And it's a constant process throughout the grazing season. And that's just pumping carbon from the atmosphere right back into the soil, right where it belongs.
Building organic matter.
Organic matter, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, thanks for sharing.
Yep.